All right, essential words for IELTS, TOEFL, CAE, TOEIC, part 1,000,000. Now we have the word to exceed. What is to exceed? Now, without even looking there, so you would know to exceed. Yeah, double ED, right? To exceed. It's a good word. It's a very good word. Very essential word. So, what is it? What part of speech is it? Is it a noun, verb, adjective?
Verb.
Verb, right? What does to exceed mean?
Surpass?
Just careful.
No, I'm not cheating.
Great. To surpass. To surpass. It means to pass something, to go beyond it. Yes? To go beyond something. Okay, can you give an example?
Your talent surpassed my expectation.
Expectation?
Expectation.
Yeah, but can I exceed your expectation? That was a good one, a good example. So, one thing I want you to remember is synonyms are not exactly the same. If your performance surpasses my expectation, I would say your performance surpassed my expectation. That's something. It was better than I expected. Better than I expected. But to surpass means to go past others. He surpassed all other classmates. Soon, he surpassed everyone else in his class. Yeah? So he soon surpassed everyone else in his class. Here means like overtook. You know, to overtake. What is to overtake? Mako, when you're driving, and when you overtake another car, what does that mean?
Pass through.
You pass. Yeah? So you pass another car. So you overtake it. So you can overtake other students. That is, you will gain over them, like, yeah, you do better than them. So at first, she was lagging behind. You know to lag behind? At first, she was lagging behind. But soon, soon, when you have but in the sentence, or and but, you need a comma before it. So, but soon, she surpassed everyone. She surpassed everyone in her class, right? So to lag behind, it's an expression. So this is speaking. The problem is, you think speaking is just sitting down and talking. No. Speaking is learning this stuff and using it right now in a sentence, remembering that, and using it outside. Yes? So to lag behind, he's lagging behind. At first I was lagging behind everyone else. Means I was behind the whole class. I was lagging behind. So to lag behind is to stay behind everyone else, right? And then, sometimes you lag behind, sometimes you're ahead of the class, right? Say, James is ahead of everyone else. James is ahead of everyone else. Everyone in his class. To be ahead of, or to lag behind. Yeah? So when you're ahead, means you're in front. When you're lagging behind, means you're behind. So if I say we were ahead of time, we're ahead of schedule, what does that mean? We're ahead of time, or we're ahead of schedule. Sometimes you're ahead of time, sometimes you're on time or on schedule. On time or schedule. For example, by the end of this week, we should be done by chapter 4. We should be finished with chapter 4. But now we are already in chapter 5. So we're ahead of schedule. We're ahead. So we can be either ahead or we can be lagging behind. So we're ahead of time or we're lagging behind. Yeah? So after all this, then I would like to hear your examples using this stuff. But it's good to learn this, the examples, and learn them and use these sentences outside. We're ahead of time, so the company's ahead of time. We're studying, for example, I'm studying for TOEFL or IELTS, and I have finished 10 chapters. Basically, I was supposed to cover 8 chapters, but we have covered 10 chapters. So we're ahead of schedule. We're not just, if I was supposed to finish 10 chapters, and I have finished 10 chapters, then I'm right on schedule, right? I'm on time, I'm on schedule. But if I'm ahead of schedule, so, James is ahead of everyone else in his class. He's better than everyone else, he's ahead of them. But sometimes you lag behind. Now, to surpass, it means to take over, to overtake. Like in driving, a vehicle overtakes another vehicle. A car overtakes another vehicle. It basically passes. So surpass, pass, or overtake are the same. Well, so if something, you would say, surpassed my expectation, it's good. Look, guys, I always emphasize, learn collocations. Collocations are words that come together to surpass expectation. That's a very good one. For example, when I say, your performance surpassed my expectation, it means better than I expected. And I want you to learn the phrase better than or worse than expected. I want you to learn this phrase. This is used a lot, this phrase. It's used in business, it's used in sales, it's used in conversation. This Christmas, the sales are worse than expected. People expected more, they're getting less. So sales this Christmas are worse than expected by 30%. And this is real, I was just watching the news this morning. So people are buying less this year. Could it be the consumer demand is lower, people have less money? In the news, you hear, we are a procrastinating nation. It's a nation of procrastinators. What is to procrastinate? They're saying it all the time now. To procrastinate, which is a very good word, procrastinate, and procrastination, and procrastinators are the people who leave everything for the last minute. Do you guys procrastinate? Procrastinators would be with OR. So, are you a procrastinator? Do you procrastinate? Do you leave everything for the last minute? The last minute? I would also like to look at a couple of other words because I talked about procrastinate. and then we'll go back to exceed. So I want to keep procrastinate here. So if we say sales are worse than expected, we're in the CBC saying that we're a nation of procrastinators. It means we are leaving everything for the last minute. Now, everybody wants to go out shopping on the Boxing Friday, Boxing Week, the Black Friday and all that. A lot of people did shopping, but so far the sales are low. So they're saying that the sales are worse than expected. Her performance was better than expected. Better than expected. Listen, better than expected. Don't change the word. Better than expectation? No. Wrong. Better than expect? No. Better than expected. Like this. In your mind, learn the phrase. Something, whatever, was better than expected. I went to Townwood. It was worse than I expected, or better than I expected. I don't know. It could be better, or it could be worse. Sometimes you say, surpass my expectation. It surpassed my expectation. So please learn this phrase. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Something surpassed my expectation. My expectations, or my expectation. It means it was better than I expected. It exceeded my expectation. Here you can use the word exceed. I keep the word procrastination here because I want to give you a few more words, but first I want to look at the word exceed because it's important. So, to exceed, to be ahead of, to lag behind. I want you to learn this. This is speaking. If you think this is vocabulary, vocabulary is nothing outside of speaking, outside of context. So if you learn the phrases and you use them, that's speaking. That means you will jack up the level of your speech. It comes right up. That means if you're taking a test and use these phrases and these structures, you get a higher score. Because that's better speaking. We have a ghost out there. Is that Tui? Come in. Come in, ghost. Holy Spirit.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Okay. She soon surpassed everyone else in her class, right? And that was not Tui. So, better than expected, worse than expected. Somebody's ahead. Now, the word to exceed. I want to keep the word surpass here, still. To surpass. Surpass. To overtake. Guys, to take over is a little different from to overtake. To take over. Darby left the institute. Who's going to take over? Who will take over?
Great.
No, definitely not.
Somebody.
Who's going to take over? Someone from Vancouver.
Oh.
That's a rumor, right? That's how rumors start.
No.
A rumor monger. So who's going to take over?
Great.
Secretly.
Yeah, sure.
Secretly approach.
Who's going to take over? Who's going to take over? So, to overtake and to take over are not the same. They're different. You overtake another car in the highway, you pass that vehicle, but somebody leaves a position, there's a vacancy. Who takes over? Who's going to take charge? Take charge to take over. So I want you to just have this in mind. Okay? And people usually confuse take over and overtake. Take over and overtake. In the highways, we overtake another car. I overtook that car. I passed that car. You overtake all other competitors and rivals in the business. Yeah? You know competitors and rivals? You know that.
Mm-hmm.
See, to compete, and rivals. Competitors. You know competition? To compete? Competition? And you know competitive. Competitive. These are all essential IELTS TOEFL words. CAE. TOEIC. CELTIF words. You compete with someone, right? To compete. Where's competition? To compete with. With. You compete with people, huh? You say 1,000 people compete with each other. How many people compete with each other in Japan for entering the university every year?
It's very competitive.
How many people? Do you know? Do you have any idea how many students compete to actually enter university? Maybe over 1 million. It should be over 1 million students.
Could be.
Yeah, it should be around like 2 million, I guess. About 2 million students compete with each other, right? So we're competing with big companies, There's a lot of competition here, and you say the prices are competitive. It's a very competitive market. You should be very competitive in order to get the job. So the word right now we're working on is not compete, but I want you to learn the word compete as well. So it's a very competitive market here. So nursing is very competitive here in Toronto. A lot of people want to go study nursing, especially girls, because the pay is good, their jobs, they're fixed, stable jobs. Accounting is also highly competitive. Most jobs are highly competitive. I want you to learn highly competitive, highly competitive, highly competitive. Use these words. I want you to use adverbs with adjectives. Highly competitive. Great. Great collocation. So next time you want to say competitive, and you want to make it sound a little bigger, intensify it, as we would say highly competitive. So you need to compete with lots of people, right, in Japan, in order to enter university. It's very competitive. How would you overtake others? You don't usually say, how would you take over others? How would you overtake others? How would you get ahead of the game? Ahead of the game. Yeah? By working hard, studying so hard, doing a lot of tests, and just killing yourself, right? It's the only way. Yeah? Is there, maybe you can cheat as well. I don't know. That's the shortcut. Is there a shortcut? You know shortcut, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a shortcut? So you know shortcut. I should go like, but is there a shortcut? Okay, now, back to the word. I want to say goodbye to this part. So when we talk about competition, there's a bunch of words, right? We have competition. On the other hand, we have contest. Contest. Right? And the person who takes part in a contest, like competitor, would be a?
Contestant?
Contestant. Contestant. Have you seen TV contests? People stand over and somebody asks them questions. Jamaica. Rain. So that's a contest. For example, we have Jeopardy, which is a great show in the US. Like a lot of people watch that. It's a contest. I never watched it because it reminds me of how many things I don't know. It's like, what's the name of the capital of? I don't want to know. So that's a contest, and there are so many contestants sitting there. So contest, contestants, right? To contest. To contest. So, but that's different. To contest is a little different. So we have competition. What is the noun with rival for competition? Now we have competitors are your rivals. We have many business rivals. So Tamwood is a college. Now there are so many business rivals, like ILAC, this, that, they're business rivals. Now when you love somebody, you may have a love rival. Two people loving the same person. Yeah? Yeah. Sometimes your love rival is the man's wife. So we have business rivals. We have love rivals. We're both love rivals. We both love sushi. So, love rivals. But rival, as a person who's doing this, well, what is the whole thing to you? You must know the word for competition. This is
These things?
competition is a noun, right?
Yes.
To compete is a verb. To rival is the verb. Rival is noun. He's my rival. But I want to say
Rivalry.
competition. Yes! Say it again, louder.
Rivalry.
Beautiful. Rivalry. So rivalry. Rivalry. So this rivalry, this competition, sometimes they say if the competition is so bad and people are so nasty, this is like a rat race. You know a rat race?
Yeah.
A rat race. A rat race is like, have you seen a rat race? Rats are running yeah? And it's like there is no ethics, there are no principles, people have no values, they just want to win. Like in politics, usually they say it's a rat race. For power. People want to get to power anyway. They will do anything, sacrifice or compromise any values or ethics or ethical or moral values. Any number of ethical or moral values will be sacrificed for me to win and become for example, the mayor of Trump. So that's a rat race. Now, I'm done with contestant, competition, so on and so forth. Competitors.
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 Competitor.
Competitors.
Competitor. Competitor.
Competitors.
Competitor.
Ugh.
Competitor. Competitor.
Competitors. So it's like that TD thing and all that. I have done videos on pronunciation. I want you guys to watch it. Just come to me. I'll show you where it is. But you need to practice all the time. That's the American D thing. Like T, like letter. Letter. Write a letter. Write a letter.
Write a letter. Write a letter.
Write a letter.
Write a letter.
Yes.
Close, but no cigar. So what are you doing? Say, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm writing a letter.
I'm writing a letter.
I'm writing a letter.
I'm writing a letter.
Competitor.
Competitor.
Close.
Competitor.
Very close.
Competitor.
Very close.
Competitor.
Much closer when we go to California. So, yeah, you should leave something for me to be able to teach you on a daily basis. So, rivalry, competition. To compete. So, I want to say goodbye to this, and I want to go back to the word, if I may, exceed. Now, when I say exceed, Mako, can you use the word exceed in a sentence?
Exceeding means the same meaning of
Yeah.
surpass, right?
Yeah.
So his performance exceeded.
My expectations. Perfect, yes, thank you. That was a good cheating. Great. So I would say his performance exceeded my expectation. So guys, I repeat, this is not vocabulary, this is speaking, this is writing. It's wrong if you think, oh, Ray's just teaching words. It's wrong. You know, words is like when you go to a vocabulary class, there's a book, you sit down, there are words, okay, sit down, do the exercises, okay, next, let's go on. That's vocabulary. And that's bullshit. So stupid. That's so stupid. But what I want you to do is today, I want you to hear this sentence. His performance exceeded my expectation. And I want you to use the same sentence when you speak. And I want you to recognize the sentence when you hear it. Because I'm sure you hear the sentence all the time. Sales exceeded all expectations. It means surpassed. His performance surpassed my expectation. Now, notice, do you exceed in, on, for, above, over something? You exceed something. So no preposition would exceed, right? To exceed the speed limit. If you're driving and you exceed the speed limit, what happens?
You're fine.
You'll get a ticket.
Yeah.
Ticket for speeding, right? You'll get a ticket, you'll be fined. You'll get a ticket, you won't be fined, you will be fined.
Fine.
Yeah! How could you be fined ending up with a $500 ticket? So, and that is not toilet paper, that is a ticket. Yeah.
Fine.
So I got a ticket for speeding, right? I got a ticket for speeding. I got a ticket for speeding because I exceeded the speed limit. Your performance exceeded my expectations. Let me look at some other examples. The reason why I keep saying example is because you need to learn the examples and memorize them. Exceed. His performance exceeded our expectations. See? Why? Why is, in my mind and that dictionary, why are they both the same? Because you always hear the sentence. His performance exceeded my expectation. That's why I'm telling you memorize the phrase and sentence or clause and use it. And only like this. Don't try to use the word exceed in a context that you haven't heard. Because chances are you're using it in the wrong context. What people almost always do, language learners, they learn words, they learn the meaning, they look it up in their dictionaries, and then when they want to speak, they say, oh, exceed means more. So they use it in a different sentence, and it's wrong. And people either don't understand and say, what? It doesn't sound right. So you should learn the examples. When you're outside talking to native people, when you hear a word in a sentence, pick up the sentence. Don't pick up the word. The word is nothing without the context. So, he was fined, look, another example. He was fined for exceeding the speed limit. The riot police had exceeded their authority. That's a different thing. So, the things where we use exceed. In life, you exceed the speed limit, you exceed someone's expectations. That's enough for exceed, for now. Don't use it, oh, you exceeded her. No, that would be wrong. That would be wrong. So, exceed is a verb. What is a noun?
Excision?
I love it. I love it. I don't know why.
Excess.
I love to see you cry. Because I'm sick.
Excess.
Very good. So we have exceed as verb, excess, excessive, excessively, excessiveness. To exceed, excess, excessive. In excessive, in excess of is a phrase. The excesses of capitalism. the excesses of consumerism. If you're writing for IELTS, or TOEIC, or TOEFL, or CAE, and you use something like this, the examiner goes, what? Wow.
You must pick up somewhere. Zero.
Yeah, that's exactly what makes you successful in a piece of writing. Memorizing some phrases that are always helpful. The excesses of anything, communism. The excesses of capitalism.
Can I say the excessiveness of capitalism?
No. That's why I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you. Do not, you see, you think, oh, I can say it that way. No. Because words in English language have friends. And they only hang out with their friends. They don't hang out with everyone else. That's why you need to learn the words with their friends. So the excesses of capitalism, the excesses of communism, the excesses of market capitalism, the excesses of, what? It means the extreme nature of something. Yeah? So I would look at this and then you will know. For example, with excessive, the first thing that comes to every native person's mind would be excessive force, for example. Excessive force. When you watch the news and you hear the police are accused of using excessive force. Somebody's on the street. Have you seen videos of police brutality? Police brutality? So police brutality. Have you seen videos of police brutality? Like somebody's on the street, say hands up. The guy's like this. And then the police attack him and then just clamp him down, like plunk him on the street and start tasering him like with those guns. This is too much force. What did you do? This is too much force. So this is excessive force. The police used excessive force. So to use, basically, to use excessive force. Excessive, to take excessive measures. To take excessive measures. Excessive use of something. We also have in excess. So let's take a look at excess. As a noun, the government was unable to curb the excesses of the secret police. The worst excesses. And the word excessive excessive. Is excessive drinking? Excessively high taxes. Excessive drinking. Too much drinking, huh? Excessive drinking. Excessive drinking. Excessive smoking. If you do something excessively, you do it more than is enough. It's too much. You can drink excessively, you can smoke excessively, you can spend money excessively. Something is excessively expensive. Excessively expensive. Means too much. Excessively expensive. Excessive force. Excessive. And remember, there's X, and after X there's a C. Excessive drinking. Excessive smoking. Usually they use it for bad things, but no one says excessive studying. Studying is good. The more you study, the better. But you can spend money excessively. Do you do that? Great. I never save. We have a lot in common, Kay. Excessively. So, the excessiveness, excesses of something to exceed. So please remember and use the word exceed. It's a very good word. Something exceeds some limit. For example, pollution has exceeded the standard limits. Sorry, today I have this cold. Pollution has exceeded. So we say pollution levels, or carbon dioxide levels have exceeded, in this case pollution has exceeded the standard limits by 60%. So if we say pollution has exceeded the standard limits or level by the standard level, let's say, right there, the standard level or the limit by 60% means pollution is 60% more than the standard level. Correct? So, now when we take a look at the word procrastinate, because we talked about it a little bit. How many people are procrastinators in this class? I'm a procrastinator. She's a procrastinator. We both have a lot in common. That means we leave everything for the last minute. Saki, are you a procrastinator too? Let's go to California. Joey, are you coming to California? Are you a procrastinator? She's also a procrastinator. Are you a procrastinator?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's a procrastinator. Amazing. Procrastinator. So procrastinators like us, again, I would write it up here too, procrastinators leave everything or instead of leave I can say put off, delay, postpone, everything for the last minute. We usually call the last minute also the 11th hour. 11th hour. Postpone, delay, put off.
Why 11?
Delay, both noun and verb. Put off, verb. Postpone, we have postponement. Postponement. There is an expression, there's a saying. We say, don't put off for tomorrow. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. what you can or you should do today. I want you to learn the phrasal verb put off. Or, let me say this, because don't put off till tomorrow what can be done today. That's the old saying. Let me write it exactly the way they say it. So, don't put off till tomorrow what can be done today. Now, people have changed it so many different ways. Like, don't put off for tomorrow what can be done. So, put off till tomorrow. Don't put off till tomorrow what can be done today. If you say the meeting was postponed, what does that mean? Postponed until, and until, right? The word until or till. The meeting is postponed until January 12th, 2015, right? If something is postponed, it means not cancelled, postponed. Was it cancelled or was it postponed? It wasn't cancelled, it was postponed. It wasn't held on December 26th, it will be held on January 15th or January 12th. So it's postponed until then, and this is called postponement. Postponement. We have delay. Everyone knows the flight was delayed. But can we say the flight was postponed? We don't usually say that. So that's why I'm telling you that synonyms are not usually interchangeable. You can't completely use one synonym for something else. So the flight is delayed. You don't usually say my flight, but you don't say them. If there's a delay in TTC, you don't say it's postponed. You don't say the TTC is postponed, but the meeting is postponed. Now, there's a difference. If there's a delay in meeting, it means, all right, we arrive here, but there's a 10-minute delay. But the meeting is not postponed. But if it's postponed, it's not held today. It will be held tomorrow, next week, some other day. So delay and postpone are different. So if the subway system, there's a delay, there's a 10-minute delay, 5-minute delay, 2-minute delay. And remember the structure. We started the meeting after a 2-minute delay. 2-minute or 2 minutes? 10-minute delay, or with a 10-minute delay, with or after a 10-minute delay. So remember, it's 10 minutes, right? 2 minutes. But a 2-minute delay, a 5-minute delay. It's a 10-minute walk from my house to here, literally. Literally. Yes, it's really a 10-minute walk from my house here, from where I live. It's literally a 10-minute walk. And remember the word literally because it's used a lot. So when I say literally, I mean exactly, I mean it. So it's literally a 10-minute, because sometimes you say, oh, it's a 10-minute walk. Maybe it's 20 minutes, but you want to make it short, right? You want to round things up. But literally, it's a 10-minute walk from my house. That is, if you start really looking, if you look at your watch and you keep time, it's exactly 10 minutes. So some mornings I run, because I leave home like 3 minutes to. Yeah. It's a good exercise, I run. So it is literally, so postpone. Defer. Defer something until. The committee deferred their decision. Further discussion on the proposal will be deferred until April. So defer, another word for postpone, if you ever hear that, defer, to defer something until, it's like postpone. But the word defer, you don't hear it a lot. So the words that I say are essential are essential. The word defer, you can live without it. You don't have to know it. But the word postpone, you cannot live without it. You cannot live without delay, and you cannot live without put off. Because we say, don't put it off till tomorrow. Don't put off till tomorrow. Wait. Some people say, don't do today what you can put off till tomorrow. That's their slogan. It's my slogan. If I can do it tomorrow, why do it today? Have you heard this expression? They say, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? Yeah? It means you should act now. So, that's a good expression. Remember until? If not me, then who? If not now, then when? Or they say if not now, then when? If not me, then who? So, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? What is Nike's motto? Nike's motto is just do it. No matter what happens, sucking. Just do it. Yeah. Nice motto. Just do it. Some people believe in do or die. Nice motto. Next word is a very good word. Exclusive. What is exclusive? Mako, exclusive. What is the verb? Exclude? What does that mean?
Not include.
Very good. Very good. So to exclude, to exclude is the opposite of include. Right? How many people are in this class excluding me?
5.
5 people are in this class excluding me. How many people are in this class including me?
6.
Duh. And something so simple like duh. So it's like, okay, so it's including me. There's how many people are in Hobby's party excluding me? 4 people.
Oh no.
Including me, there'll be 5. He didn't even give me the address, for God's sake. I'm like, okay, Hobby, can I have the address? Are you sure you want to come? I'm like, No. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have including and excluding. Including and excluding. Guys, this is very, very important. So excluding Jack, 4 people are going to the party. So including or excluding me, there were 4 people in the party. So basically it was a very small party, right? Or at the party, sorry. At the party. At the party. So excluding me, there were 4 people at the party, or including me, all different. So excluding me, there were 4 people at the party means there were 5 people. We were 5. We were 5, including. So excluding, including, easy, right? He was excluded from the committee. He was excluded from the committee. He was excluded from the committee. He was not allowed in the committee, right? He was excluded from the committee. He was excluded from the committee. He was not allowed in. Exclusive, exclusively. Exclusive, exclusively. If you watch TV, they would say, for example, an exclusive interview with, for example, let's say, who? Shinzo Abe, the Prime Minister, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. So, an exclusive interview means only this place had this interview, no one else has this. I want you to be exclusively mine. Exclusively mine. Means only mine, and no one else's. I want to possess all of you, no one else. So, BBC has the exclusive right to broadcast this interview. Means only BBC has the right to broadcast this interview. Some products are exclusive. They are exclusively Apple products. Only Apple products. No other companies can claim any right to that product. Apple is a company that has many exclusive software and things like it doesn't share. Like Avid, DigiDesign, like there are some companies that act very exclusively, but there are companies like Microsoft that act very inclusively. So, an exclusive product is a product of a certain place or company. So this is the exclusive product of Microsoft. For example, let's talk about, I don't know if you're familiar with an editing software, video editing software that's called Final Cut Pro. Final Cut Pro is exclusively designed for Mac computers. It basically means that this software, Final Cut Pro, which is an editing software for videos, you edit videos with it. It doesn't work with PCs. It's not for Windows machines. FaceTime. Do we have FaceTime on other platforms like Android platforms? So FaceTime is exclusively limited to iPhone and Apple products. It's an exclusively, sometimes say, hey, you know what? Apple is an exclusive club. Yes, it is. An exclusive club. Exclusive club. So Apple, okay, like that, is an exclusive club. It does not include others. It does not let everyone else in. So if we're talking about an exclusive product, this is an exclusive property of Apple. The exclusive property. I'm not your exclusive property. I'm not your exclusive property. You don't own me. You don't own me. You can just use this sentence all the time with your boyfriends. I'm not your exclusive product. You don't own me. I want to go out with Ray.
No.
And then you can say, it's not like I slept with him. It's not like I slept with him. It's like it's a phrase that you should learn. It's very useful. I just had dinner with the guy. So I'm not your exclusive property. Means you don't own me. You don't possess me. I'm not your possession. So what is the example here for exclusive? Exclusive. The room is used exclusively by the faculty. It means it's used only by the faculty. You know, when you go to the university, the faculty of education. So this room belongs to the faculty of education, or faculty of physics, or faculty of engineering, civil engineering. So it's exclusively used by the faculty, only used by this faculty. They excluded everyone, not included, excluded everyone under age 21 from the contest. Competition, we just talked about it a couple minutes ago. So everyone else was excluded. I was excluded from the committee. I was excluded from the competition. And the noun is exclusion, right? Because we have include, inclusion, exclude, exclusion, inclusion. And you go to all-inclusive hotels, right? All-inclusive. Inclusive hotels that include everything, right? Drinks, free, everything is for free. In an all-inclusive hotel, right? Because everything is included, right? You've been to all-inclusive hotels? Are love hotels all-inclusive? Yeah, you pay money and there's free lunch, dinner, and maybe breakfast, something in the fridge, drinks. Great.